Hey guys, I'm going to be talking about active versus passive voice today. What is active and what is passive voice? Active voice refers to sentences in which the subject performs an action indicated by the verb. On the other hand, passive voice refers to sentences in which the verb acts upon the noun or subject, which receives instead of initiates the action. Going back to active voice, I just want to clarify that since active voice is more direct, most writers prefer to use this type of voice whenever possible. So why should you care about this? Although this seems like a boring topic, it's extremely important to understand the difference between the two voices in order to improve your writing skills. With active voice, your sentences will appear more direct and clear when expressing who's doing what. Now, if you look to the right, there's a picture of the McDonald's logo. Underneath, it says, "It is being loved by me." However, that's passive voice, and as you can see, it's kind of unclear to uh, interpret what they're saying. So crossed out and underneath in red, it says, "I'm loving it." Now, "I'm loving it" is such a clear and direct phrase rather than "it is being loved by me." So that's just one of several examples that I'm going to show you about active versus passive voice. So some active voice examples are: "I threw the ball," "You are making too much noise," and "Ben will eat popcorn and watch a movie tomorrow evening." These sentences have directness, which will keep readers interested when they read your writing. Now, passive voice, on the other hand, is a bit longer and it obviously will seem more confusing. So, the first sentence: "The ball was thrown by me." "Too much noise is being made by you." "Tomorrow evening, popcorn will be eaten and a movie will be watched by Ben." Although all three of these sentences are grammatically correct, it obviously is more confusing for readers to interpret this rather than active voice. So if we just compare the first sentence, it says, "The ball was thrown by me," and if you go back to active voice, it says, "I threw the ball." That sentence right there is so much easier to understand, which is why active voice is better than passive voice. Now, I don't want to focus too much on why active voice is better, but I just want to clarify to all you writers out there that active voice should be one of the things you focus on in your writing. So this is a further breakdown of active voice and passive voice. Now, in active voice, I'll just read the sentence. It says, "Alex wrote the essay on Alzheimer's." Alex is the doer of the action, wrote is the action itself, and the essay on Alzheimer's, that is the receiver of the action, because Alex is writing the essay on Alzheimer's. Now, in passive voice, if we see, it says the essay on Alzheimer's was written by Alex. The essay on Alzheimer's is the receiver of the action, was written is the action, and Alex is the doer of the action. Now, if you compare these two, you can see how the order is reversed. In active voice, you go doer of the action, and then receiver of the action. But in passive voice, you go receiver of the action, then doer of the action. And if you just compare the two lengths of the sentences, you can see that active voice is shorter. Now, another example is about cookies. So in active voice, it says, "You stole the cookie from the cookie jar." But in passive voice, it says, "The cookie was stolen from the cookie jar." Now let's practice. Read each sentence and think about whether it is active voice or passive voice. Number 1, John ate 3 hamburgers. Number 2, news reports are written by reporters. Number 3, Lisa has recorded a song. Number 4, it will be made by tomorrow. Number 4, it will be made tomorrow by me. Now I want you to pause the video and take about 20 to 30 seconds to say whether it is active voice or passive voice for 1 through 4. So these are the answers. Number 1, John ate 3 hamburgers. That's going to be active voice. Number 2, news reports are written by reporters. That's going to be passive voice. Number 3, Lisa has recorded a song. That's going to be active voice. And number 4, It will be made by tomorrow. It will be made tomorrow by me. That's going to be passive voice. If you see this comic, it kind of shows what we've been learning. So in the first square, it says, if you look at the blocks, it says girls were kissed. And there's a speech bubble saying stop being so passive. And the reason they say that is because girls were kissed is a passive voice sentence. And if you look at the next block, it shows how this other block with the word Alex on it is coming into the couch. And if you look at the rest of the comic, it says, nice, now things are getting active. Let me get in on that. And if you look at the last block of the slide, I'm sorry, the last square of the comic strip, it says girls kissed Alex. Now if you compare the first square of the comic strip to the last square of the comic strip, it says girls were kissed versus girls kissed Alex. So it shows how they transitioned from passive voice to active voice. So just to reiterate the key points of this video, active voice refers to sentences in which the subject performs an action indicated by the verb. Passive voice refers to sentences in which the verb acts upon the noun or subject, which receives instead of initiates the action. Remember, try to use active voice at all times in order to improve your writing. Thanks, that's all for today. Goodbye.